Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Destiny, and today we are back with another Storytime segment. Okay, so for those of you that are new to my channel, if you enjoy Storytime, if you enjoy hearing about crazy infidelity stories, crazy you almost get killed stories, crazy, upbringing stories, like any type of story time, this is the channel to be on because I'm here for the storytelling. I'm a very detailed storyteller. You're going to get your entire life hearing these stories. So if you have not done so already, please subscribe down below. Those of you that are back and have already subscribed to my channel, welcome back. Make sure you hit that thumbs up like button. I'm waiting for you to do it. Okay, make sure you hit that thumbs up like button and let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, now today we are talking about when my crazy ex-boyfriend almost got us killed in Florida. Now, I am going to make sure to lead us up to my experience in Florida, which is on my family trip, my annual family trip that I had one year, okay? But I need to give you a good idea of who these people are. So we are going to be introducing a new character, which is Q. Q is my boyfriend that I dated after I got out of my long-term relationship with X. I was with X for 9 years. For those of you that are familiar with X, yeah, you know who X is. Oh my gosh. If you are not, X is from my other Storytime segment of when my boyfriend got another girl pregnant, okay? Now, I dated this man X from the age of 16 to 25. After I got out of that relationship, I got into a relationship with Q shortly after. So we're going to discuss how that happened, okay? So stick with me, y'all. This is going to be a very interesting story, but today I'm going to give you the backstory, okay? All right, everybody. So I'm going to take y'all back to 2019. 2019 is the year that I finally completely left X. Me and X had a couple of breakups before the real breakup, okay? And the final straw pretty much was whenever I was supposed to go shopping with one of my girls, and she went ahead. I was going to meet her at the store, and she came out of the fitting room and saw my ex there with another girl, like paying for stuff for another girl, right? And it was right down the street from my house, literally right down the street from my house. And he tried to deny it, y'all. Oh my gosh, he tried to deny it. Like, what are you doing? But anyway, so that was like the icing on the cake for me. Like it was definitely time to go after that, okay? So I ended up moving out. So this is in like September, something like that. I ended up moving out of my apartment right after. I went directly to my best friend Janae's house. I went to stay with her until my apartment was ready. Like I literally, like, okay, so we broke up probably like on a Thursday. I went apartment shopping on a Friday, and I already knew where I was moving to, had my application in, everything, deposit down. I was just waiting on the apartment to be ready and to get approved. Like I was not playing at all whatsoever. But anywho, so, and I did choose to leave because we had breakups before where I would stay and he would leave, but he would never like 100% completely leave, to where it was kind of like, I didn't want to argue over who was getting what, who's going to get the apartment. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want him to be in limbo, like still trying to, stay at both places, wherever he was going to go to and there. And I didn't want the reminder of our relationship. Like, I really just wanted to just close that chapter. I really just wanted to close that chapter of our lives. I didn't want to have constant reminders of us, okay? And for that reason, like, I left a lot of stuff at that apartment. Like, I literally, the only thing I took with me was my coffee tables and my kitchen table. Like, that's all I took with me. Like, the bedroom was still the same. The living room couches were still there. Like, everything else was still pretty much the same in the apartment. So, like, I left everything else. And I bought everything brand new, okay? So I ended up leaving and getting my own apartment, and I met Q probably a month after I had my apartment. So I was pretty settled in at that point. But well, no, we met in September, but we didn't like really start kicking it until after a month I was at the apartment, okay? So me and him start hanging out or whatever. Like we were talking on the phone all night, y'all. Like, and remember, I have not dated, like really flirted with nobody else, like caught myself talking to nobody. Like I've been with the same man since I was in high school. So all this was kind of new to me a little bit. Like at least as an adult, it was different. But and he was saying all the right things. Like, he was completely different from X. Q and X are two completely different people. Like Q was very outgoing, very, outspoken. He was, super fun, partier, he was in a fraternity. Like it was completely different, where X was quiet, introvert, like, he would go out, but he would, kind of be just chill in the back, like the cool guy in the back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where Q is the life of the party. Like he in the middle of everything going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they were two completely different people. Like Q was very affectionate. X wasn't at all. Like it just was, it was two completely different men. Like, I don't know. Like, so anyway, but those at that time, that was what I needed. Like it was what I felt like I needed. Like, that was what made me really fall for him really quick, because he was doing all the things that I wanted X to do. You know what I mean? So it looked real good to me, because it's not what I was used to getting. Okay. So, so of course, like, I was gonna kind of fall kind of quick, but, and I'm not going to take anything away from him, Q, because I do feel like, he definitely came into my life at a very, important time. Like he helped me, he helped me see things differently. He helped me see that, guys can be affectionate, like that guys can, be faithful. They can, it just I don't know, communicate pretty good with you. Like, I don't know. He showed me good things and good times. I have good memories with that man. Okay, let me throw that out there. Okay, but it gets interesting. But anyway, so moving on. Okay, so we're kicking it, talking on the phone, hanging out, and he had his own place. I had my own place, and and he was very clingy. When I say clingy, like he would not go hang out with his friends. He would rather be around me all the time. He would even like, he was clingy. Okay. And borderline possessive. Okay. But once again, that looked good to someone like me, who just got out of a relationship where someone was cheating, where someone was not paying attention to me, where they were not being attentive to me. You know what I mean? Like, see what I'm saying? Anyway, okay? Stay with me here. So anyway, I fell pretty quick for that man, and we were discussing, taking our relationship to the next level. We started kicking it heavy in November. We were officially dating, like out there about it, in like February, something like that. Okay. And then around February is when we started to, decide and think about, living together and, just becoming more serious. And I think part of that was because X was starting to get word that me and him were dating, like that I was seeing someone else. Like he went out and bought a ring. Like, it was like, does the ring not mean anything to you anymore? Like, trying to kind of give his last try, I guess you could say. And I was entertaining it. Like, I was kind of like it did make me start to question if I wanted to be with Q. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you, but anyway, but I didn't. So but in order to prove to Q that I was done with X, I was like, okay, let's live together, So me and Q move in together, and I instantly, like, I knew it was a bad decision. Like, I went with it, but like something in my gut told me, like in my spirit was like, Destiny, like what are you doing? but I was happy at that time. Like I was happy to be with him. I was happy to, I love the way he made me feel as a woman, as a, as a lover or just whatever. Like I don't know. I was happy. But I really did know that it was too soon for us to live together. Like I didn't know that. Because I feel like there were red flags early on that I kind of was like, like I kind of sat over here. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So after we started to live together, it's when you really start seeing another side of somebody. Okay, like he was very like, okay, so I spend a lot of time with my friends. I hang out with my friends, like, and I feel like he wasn't too fond of that. Like he didn't really want me hanging out with my friends a lot. Like he wasn't like, no, you can't go. But I felt like he would give me a hard time about it. There were dudes that I was kind of talking to after the breakup that were kind of lingering, you know what I mean? And he ended up getting into a very, very big blowout with someone that that I was dealing with after me and ex broke up, who I actually was dealing with before Q, because I met him at the gym and we were hanging out and stuff, and they had a very big blowout. Like it was in front of my house. They were saying words. It almost turned into, it was like a huge altercation that almost turned into a fight, but luckily it did not. But that night I remember, like, I saw a whole nother side to him, and it was like he was so upset and angry, and I couldn't control that anger. Like I was like, it's me, like talk to me, like calm down, like, and he's just like, no, like going off, like, you know what I mean? Like it was like, okay, who's this person? Color Purple Hopper, who this woman? All night long. Hopper! Who this woman? Who this man? Because I'm like, the person I'm used to is always, oh, my love. And this person was like throwing up signs and, all in his face and ready to fight. It was like, oh my gosh. It was crazy. It was really crazy. But anyway. So, that was a red flag to me, for sure. There were guys, like friends that I had that were guys, or just like coworkers that he wouldn't want me to spend time with and stuff. Like he was very, very much on me. And I feel like he would use, the fact that, like, because he cared about me and because he, I was used to somebody not paying attention to me, where I don't know how to handle someone that does care what I'm doing or does pay attention to me. And I was kind of going for that. Like, well, I guess, like, I guess that's, is that how people normally are? Like, I don't know, because I ain't really dated nobody else. So I don't know. I don't know what that experience is like. So call me silly. It is what it is. But but yeah, like there were a number of things that were kind of like red flags to me that I think I overlooked because A, he was the rebound guy. B, he was nice to me. He was always really nice and sweet to me. And I what was I gonna do? Like, go back to being cheated on, because he was faithful, he was loyal to me. I was like, that's all I've ever wanted, like, someone to be loyal and be faithful to me. But I had to learn real quick that someone can be loyal to you and can be faithful to you, but that don't mean that it's good for you. There can be other types of unhealthiness or dysfunction in a relationship outside of infidelity. There are other things that and problems you can have outside of infidelity. And sometimes those things can be worse. Okay. But I had to learn that the hard way. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of Q. You know, we met, he was fun, he was nice, he was sweet, he was loving, and then he was not. You know, then I started to see another side of him. And by the time I started to see those things, we were already living together. We were already kind of in too deep at that point to where it was like, all right, here we go. And me being the person that I am, I have a hard time, you know, giving up on people or, you know, letting things go that I should, or, you know, I overlook things that I shouldn't. I try to see the good in people, and it ended up biting me in the butt. But we will get to that. So we are going to go ahead and end this story time, this part 1 right here. And you guys, there's more to come with this story. Y'all stay with me because it gets crazy. It gets crazy, you guys, y'all. Because listen, I had to kiss a few frogs until I got my prince. I believe now I have my prince for sure. Like I do genuinely believe that. But y'all, I wasn't as lucky as Princess Tiana. She kissed her first one and got her man. Shoot, I had to kiss a couple. But anyway. So, everybody remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my content. Remember, if you like this video, to hit that thumbs up like button down below. Make sure you comment down below what you think there is to come, what you think of this video. You know, just any questions that you have. Comment down below. I'm here for the engagement all the time. So, thank you for watching, everybody. And until next time, bye.